Here's a journaling exercise that can change your life. 10 years ago, I basically wrote down the exact kind of person I wanted to become. It was one of those nights in college where that girl you really wanted really did not want you, and you go home and you're sad in your little dorm room and you're just thinking, what about myself do I need to improve so that I'm not constantly trying to win people over, so that I am the most incredible version of myself. And the exercise that I came up with that day further informed the rest of my life. And it really did change the direction of my life. Because now, over 10 years later, my life has dramatically improved in pretty much every single quadrant. So in this video, I want to share exactly what that exercise was that I did, and we'll walk through some of the very specifics that you can use to reinvent yourself. Hey guys, it's Alex over at Modern Health Monk, author of Master the Day. Let's jump in. So while that day was little sad, introverted Alex, heartbroken, it resulted in this kind of exercise. I obviously have a lot of work to do on myself because the people that I respect and admire have so many qualities about themselves outside of just their success and achievement and being fit and having an incredible spouse and traveling and being interesting. There are lots of things about them as a person that make them sort of magnetic. And I came to this realization after reading this quote by Jim Rohn, and he said, success is something you attract by the person you become. And I really chewed on this quote for a while, and I couldn't figure out exactly what he meant. Like, for example, if I wanted to have my dream body and dream physique, there's a certain level of discipline and also knowledge of diet and fitness that was required to do that. And if I just had that daily level of discipline, in a year or 3 or 10, I would have the dream body. And as I started journaling, I'm thinking more about these quadrants of life. I thought a lot about dating because that was the most acute pain at that moment in my little freshman body. I thought also about success and career and finance. I thought about fitness as well, as someone who was always a chronically very skinny kid. So I thought, what does little Alex need to become to have the six-pack year round? Who does little Alex need to become to have his dream girl, whatever that looked like for me? Who does little Alex have to become a YouTuber who says, let's say, make 6 figures? What does that look like? That became the starting point for a journey that has never ended 15 years later. Success is something you attract. It is not something you have to try to do strategies around. While there are strategies, of course, for diet and fitness, there are of course strategies for making 6 figures from YouTube or writing books. Don't be fooled. Of course, there are specific skills you need to learn, but fundamentally, the main thing in order to level up is you have to change yourself as a person. And what you have to change is your character and your daily habits. So I want to start you off with the question, who do I have to become the 2.0 next level version of me? And I want to start off with a quote from Lao Tzu. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. And watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Now, to be fair, I don't think for a second this is really attributed to Lao Tzu, but it's a pretty sweet quote, and it really emphasizes mind, your thoughts, your words, and your actions all being aligned towards the singular purpose of living the kind of life you want and really becoming the kind of person that you want to become. And I've put together this sort of designing your dream life journaling worksheet. It's the first link right below this video. You can also go to modernhealthmonk.com/journaling to download it and just punch in your email, download the worksheet, because part of that worksheet is the vision of who you want to become, the daily rituals, and then the time on your schedule that will basically synchronize with you becoming this kind of person. So if you sign up for that journaling worksheet, you'll also get a week-long journaling email series on the exact practices I've done to reinvent my life. 0 to basically 500,000 YouTube subscribers, making 6 figures online. I have a doctorate now too, having written multiple books, had a 6-pack for 20 years. My ego would like to think I've done quite a few things and maintained that success. And it's just getting bigger and bigger and better. This exercise is where it all started. Check it out. There are really 3 character traits I want you to think about the most that I've observed and I've had to embody in my own life. Now, the very first one is consistency and/or discipline. This is the least sexy, but there's really no way to BS yourself outside of, if you want to write a book, you have to write 1,000 words a day. Writing every day after work or before work is probably the way to do it. So discipline and consistency look like being the kind of person who can eat healthy 80% of the time, which is, let's say, 2 out of 3 meals you eat daily are healthy meals. Or the kind of person who can write or work on their business 1 hour a day after work. I'm not asking you to stop the 4-hour Netflix binge, just do 3 and spend 1 hour on a goal. This is the kind of person who can go to the gym 1 hour 4 times a week, or yoga, or tennis, whatever it is for you. Consistency and discipline, they're hard to get around. It doesn't mean you need to be Goggins. It doesn't mean your whole life has to stop and you have to get up at 5. Like, that's an extreme black or white example. But if you want to be a YouTuber, you have to upload a video a week for years. Sorry, there's no way around that. It doesn't mean it has to be a lot of time. It doesn't mean it has to ruin your life. It could just be 2 hours Saturday morning you're gonna script and think, 2 hours Sunday morning you're gonna shoot and edit. Not a big sacrifice for living a better life. Now, the second trait is actually what I think the most important. It's called initiative or time to action. I cannot even tell you the hundreds of people I have coached one-on-one, and now the thousands in group settings. The number one trait I have noticed is correlated with changing your life, changing who you are as a person, is how quickly you go from hearing something like this to actually doing it on a daily basis. The most successful people I know holistically, they will read a business book. That afternoon or evening, they're in a cafe or at home, journaling a business strategy, writing out the plan, and sending it to their team or implementing. This is probably the single trait I've seen most correlated with someone who creates an incredible life. How quickly you hear advice that can improve your life and how quickly you embody it. Are you someone who watches videos and then you go watch 6 more versus being like, you know what? I could do the exercise this dude Alex talks about in this video and I could actually use it today. Like tonight, I could go plan out my business plan for whatever it is I'm trying to build. Tonight, you could do that. But will you? The third trait I would say is resilience and grit or fortitude. You know, one of the domains of life, the goals that this really commonly comes in is both dating and business. Building a business has been one of the most difficult, demoralizing things I've ever done. And dating when I was younger was also one of those things. Because if you're a man and you believe in the traditional sort of that men should be the leaders in taking initiative, then as a man, you have to take the initiative and actually approach women and talk to them and ask them out. And that's not easy. And for a lot of us, this becomes sort of like a failure game. And there are plenty of good men who will never approach a girl they like. And so you know where they're gonna be in 5 years. Resilience is the ability to get punched in the face and still step back in the fight. Now, most women won't punch you in the face, but the profuse sweat embarrassment of asking out a girl who rejects you is not so easy to get back up from. And yet, that's what it takes to get the girl. It could be that you're getting people, but you're wounded in love and you have a lot of trauma around dating and now you're guarded or shy. Guess what? To find love, you're gonna have to be brave. Put on your brave face. If it's building a business, you're gonna be like, okay, I wanna be a YouTuber. You're uploading videos. What is it? Happens 100% of the time almost. A year later, you only have 500, 2,000 subscribers. And you're like, how does it work? Like the math doesn't math. I had 100,000 subscribers, making $1,000 a month. But guess what? Every other successful YouTuber and business owner went through that exact same thing and they figured it out. They hired a coach, they read a book, they bought a course from a YouTuber who has the life they want. You see what I'm saying? That's the first success and the first punch in the face. But the person who keeps going is the person who wins. It's the same price we've all paid to get to where we are. So guys, to change your life, you have to change you. And that's the hardest damn thing to change. Look at your life, whatever age you are, 20, 25, 40, 70. Tell me, you look around. Your friends, your family, whoever, your pastor, your doctor who's got a fat belly, when you see him, you know he's on all the same meds he's given you. People in general don't change, but people can. And that's because the hardest person to change is yourself. But that is the price you have to pay to live the incredible life. Doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to take a lot of time, but to change your life, you have to change you. And that is the most important part of the message in this video. If you want the ultimate cheat sheet to start changing you, download that journaling worksheet right below this video. It's the first link. We go into how and who you want to be, the rituals, the daily habits, the exact time block schedule for where you can put that new version of you. And watch, in 100 days, your life will start changing dramatically. And in a year, game over. 5, I mean, it can be your wildest dreams. So get the worksheet, start there, and then don't forget, I have a whole other host of amazing journaling videos on this exact topic right here. So watch this one next.